Hello, today we're going to talk about area of a circle. Just a little brief history about the circle. The ratio known as pi was first discovered by the Babylons nearly 4,000 years ago. Over the years, Egyptian, Chinese, and Greek mathematicians also found the constant ratio between the circumference and diameter of a circle by using measurement. The Greek letter pi has been used to represent this ratio since the 1700s when it was made popular by the Swiss mathematician Euler. Even though this ratio has been known for many years, the value commonly used for pi is still an approximation. There's the only exact answer that there is for pi is the pi symbol. All right, so let's just start off with looking at this. All right, so if you remember, circumference we said was cherry pie delicious because that's what we're looking for. Okay, so when it comes to area, we are actually going to use apple pies are 2. So that means that we actually need the radius in the area problem. Circumference, we need the diameter. So in this case, I have A is equal to my pi times my radius, which is going to be 5 units, and it's going to be 5 squared. So my exact answer would be 5 squared, which is 25 pi units squared. Okay? And the reason why that is the exact answer is because our value for pi is an estimation. So now I'm going to type in my calculator 25 times 3.14, and that will give me my answer. 78.5 units squared. So that's the approximation. And our exact has the pi symbol in there. Moving on. Next problem, we want to find the area of this circle. Okay, so again, my radius is 6. So apple pies are 2. So our radius is 6. So pi times 6 squared, which is going to give me 36 pi. And we don't have a label, so I'm going to call that units squared. So there is my exact. Now let's find our approximation. So 36 times 3.14. Type that in on my calculator, and that brings me to 113.04. And there's no label, so we're going to call that units squared. And again, that is my approximate. I know this seems a little bit weird because it has a decimal in it, and you're like, why is that an approximate? Because again, 3.14 is just our estimate for that pi value. All right, moving on. Now I have a problem with the diameter, okay? So again, I have apple pies are 2. I need my radius. I have a diameter, so how do I find my radius from the diameter? Yes, I'm going to divide that by 2. So that's going to leave me with a radius of 10. So now I have pi times 10 squared, and that's going to give me 100 pi centimeters squared. So there is my exact answer. Okay, 100 times 3.14 is going to give me my approximate, and my approximate answer then comes out to be 314 centimeters squared. So there's our approximate. given another problem with the diameter. So apple pies are 2. So 15 divided by 2 to get our radius. So that is 7.5. Okay? So pi times 7.5 squared. And now might be a good idea to just pause the video to see if you can solve this problem. So when I square 7.5, I get 56.25 pi meters squared. So that's my exact. And our approximate, we're going to take 56.25 times 3.14, which brings us to 176.625 meters squared. So again, that is our approximate. All right, we are on our last problem, so please pause the video, see if you can solve this question on your own. And we have apple pies are 2. So we have our radius. So pi times 9 squared. That's going to give me 81 pi inches squared. That is my exact. Now take 81 times 3.14, and that gives me 254.34 inches squared. Oops, circle that. And that's my approximate. All right, I was just kidding. I got one more problem for you. So I have a circle, and I know what the area is, but I need to find the radius. So I have my formula, apple pies are 2, right? So I'm going to take 50.24 and set that equal to my pi r squared. Okay, so I'm looking for my radius. So this is a multiplication problem. The opposite of a multiplication problem is division. So we're going to divide both sides by pi, and this is where I would use my approximation. So I'm going to take 50.24 and divide by 3.14, and that brings me to 16. And now I'm left with this r squared. So now I got to think about, okay, r squared. What is the opposite of squaring a number? And that's actually taking the square root of the number. So what times itself is going to take me to 16? Well, that's 4 is going to be equal to r. So my answer is 4 centimeters. Please feel free to go back and watch the video if you need to. Pause it, write down any notes. Maybe there's something important that you were able to grasp or something that you're not understanding, and go back and watch that. So hopefully this video was helpful for you and you're able to just rock and roll on your area of a circle.